Hey guys, Mike from Boyer Bows here. Well, I'm finishing up the tiller on this thing. I've got the bow at brace height. Basically, it's at the height I like. And I really thought I had it in. But let me show you a little trick to make, if you're not sure, I went and shot the bow already. Went down to the range, shot the bow. It's actually shooting my arrows a lot faster than I thought it was going to. It's shooting my full-length arrows about 164 feet per second, which for a stick and a string is pretty darn good for a longbow, especially a primitive one. And even more so for a Mollegabet design. Mollegabet designs are really not meant to shoot an arrow incredibly fast as much as incredibly efficiently. It's supposed to be launching heavy war arrows over castle walls and then coming down and penetrating through armor, as opposed to shooting, breaking speed records. The nice thing is, if you're hunting with it, you can shoot a very heavy arrow very efficiently. But this one's got some pretty good speed in it, which is surprising, and I'm really thrilled about it. But I shot it, and as fast as it was going, I noticed there was some vibration, and whenever there's vibration, and I put these little string silencers on it to make sure it wasn't just the string vibrating. What that means is, when they get a lot of hand shock or vibration, the limbs are not coming back at the same rate. If they come back at the same time, they sort of neutral out the vibration, but if they come back in a staggered fashion, you get this kind of strange wave, vibration wave, or energy wave, and that's what causes the vibration. So I looked in the mirror again, and let me pull this for you normally. Now, I was thinking that was pretty good, in general. Here, I'll hold it for you. That's full draw, 29 inches. It feels like it's right about where it needs to be, at least by my eye. But I was getting a little cross-eyed looking at this tiller so much. So what I like to do is I like to flip the bow over, take the web between my thumb and index finger, where it would be normally on the bow, 2 fingers over, 1 finger under, because I shoot split finger, and then do it again, draw the bow again. These other hands are just sort of here for, so I don't drop the bow, but I'm not putting any pressure on them. Look at the tiller again, from this angle. Hopefully what you're seeing is that this limb has got a lot more bend in it than the other one. Check it there, I'll hold it once. Okay? Now watch what happens when I flip it over. My thumb and forefinger in the same place. 1 finger on top, 2 fingers on the bottom, just like it was when it was flipped over. See how it kind of hides from you? It's still off, but it's a lot harder to see. I'm thinking it's still got about 1 good scrape on the bottom limb to get it where it needs to be. And so I marked up the bottom limb with just a different color pencil. And I'm just going to take 1 good scrape of the limb, then go back inside and stand in front of my mirror and do this again. And hopefully, at that point, what will happen is that the limbs, this is how I weaken the limb. The limb is curving just fine as far as I'm concerned, but it's obviously much stronger than this one. So I want to weaken it without altering the curve. And this is how I do it. Just 1 big scrape of the whole limb. Try to keep all this, the wood removal even the whole way. And that'll weaken the limb. So hopefully that by the time I'm done, the limbs will be the same strength and therefore pull back and return at the same speed, and I'll feel it as much as see it in the mirror. Once I've got this tiller done, guys, the bow's basically done. There's just finishing involved. There's shooting in, of course. What I'll do at this point is I'll shoot about 200 arrows through it. Really make sure it's where I want it, no vibration, got good speed. If I take this amount of wood out, I'll probably lose 4 or 5 feet per second. So I'm figuring the bow, the speed, at least with my arrows, is going to stay at about probably about 160 feet per second. It was about 63 pounds at 28 inches, so it'll probably go down to somewhere closer to 60. That's my guess. And we'll see what happens when it's all done. Let's see, what can I tell you? At this point, like I said, at that point, I shoot it in, you can seal it and go do whatever you want. It's not, you know, everything's done. You have a finished, in a sense, a finished bow. Thing is, I'm going to make this pretty. If you got to this point, get your tiller right, take some polyurethane spray it on, make it waterproof and a little of a UV protection, and go out there, shoot your targets, go out, hunt your pigs, or I'm the boar, so go out and hunt them wild hogs and get it done. Be an environmentalist, kill a hog, and all that sort of thing. Or you can continue on with this build along and see, maybe get some ideas of what I do to make the bow a little more attractive. I think it's pretty darn attractive as it is, but I can tell you we're going to be doing some goofy tip overlays. Some really goofy tip overlays I have in mind. Hopefully it'll be interesting. As well as I've got a new, never before used skin that I'm going to cover this rawhide up. This skin is, this rawhide is so white it'd be great to paint. But I got something else in mind that I'm going to do that if it works it'll be really cool. If it doesn't work I can always sand it off and paint the rawhide anyway. So there you go. Stick around or finish your bow and go get busy. Go, as the king, as Deep Fried King would say, go kill him. So this is Mike from Boyer Bows. I hope you enjoyed the. If you're stopping now, I hope you enjoyed the build along. If you're going to continue on with me, stay tuned. We'll do some kooky things and hopefully not ruin the bow in the process. Nah, I won't ruin the bow, but you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, Mike from Boyer Bows. Thanks for joining me, and we'll get back with you soon.